are still being treated like second-class citizens. The Constitution of Kenya 2010 is yet to take effective implementation.
We have right to access national identity card, anyone who attains the age of 18, but in northern Kenya, that is not the case.
A cry for justice, accountability and equality from the people of Wajir County. In the vast regions of northern Kenya, comprising northeastern and part of eastern regions, birth certificates, national identification cards and passports are vital documents for the local population to access public services, including law enforcement and justice systems. Yet, for many residents in these regions, acquiring these documents remain a distant dream.
The issuance of ID cards is a big problem. There is a vetting committee that asks for 3,000 to 5,000 to 10,000 shillings from every applicant for an ID card. We are buying ID cards basically and literally.
Without legal identity documents, people are legally invisible, they cannot access public services, and so many turn to informal networks, increasing their vulnerability to fraud, extortion, human trafficking, and other crimes. It is estimated that in Kenya, nearly 100,000 people cannot access these crucial documents. Most of them are pastoral communities that live along national borderland areas and have long been subjected to a mandatory vetting process through the now disbanded vetting committees when applying for national IDs and passports.
Dadka reer guuraaga ay awood u helin inay maaragtay ka ay waraaqda dhalashada ka heli karin oo maaragtay loo fududeeyay sifa ay ku heli lahaayeen ileen maaragtay ilmaha kuma dhashaan staal kuma dhashaan oo notification ma helaan.
A decade ago, an amended Security Act passed by Parliament called for setting up vetting committees to issue passports and IDs for borderland communities. The Commission conducted a public inquiry in Wajir and held legal aid clinics in Marsabit and Isiolo following numerous complaints from residents in these regions about delayed ID issuance and corruption that marred the process. This is part of the Commission's work towards the implementation of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 16, which calls for, among others, the provision of legal identity for all by the year 2030. In Wajir town, the Ombudsman's top officials met with a community representative and heard local testimonies.
And we realized that failure to get these important documents then denies you most of the basic services that are required. For example, medical health, in terms of how then do you access hospitals if you don't have an identity card that confirms that you are Kenyan. How do you, as a birth certificate, we know that children who go to school must have a birth certificate for you to be registered for examinations. If you don't have a birth certificate, how would you as a parent even take your child to school?
The public inquiry and legal aid clinics found that a lack of knowledge of the application procedures, insecurity, geographical challenges, inadequate resources and corruption are among existing causes of the delays in issuing ID documents.
We realized that there doesn't seem to be a proper framework that governs this vetting process. And also we have noted that there are a lot of cases of maladministration as a result of lack of framework, and therefore it would really be very good for the country to come up with a clear framework that would guide that vetting process.
The Commission held legal aid clinics in Marsabit and Isiolo counties to listen to residents and collect complaints.
We wanted to take our legal services out there and provide legal aid clinics where we would have interactions with members of the public, and they would raise the issues they have against government, the issues they have, some of the legal issues they have, and we would, because we carried a team of lawyers, give them advice on what to do, and the complaints that are within the mandate of the Commission, we were able to receive them.
The Commission recommends that the government act on malpractices such as alleged corruption and delayed services and the vetting process. It also recommends the government to develop registration services accessible in all counties and allocate adequate resources to the registration services.
We found that there are places that there are no accessibility of the offices, like immigration office is not totally there in Northeastern as a whole, and even the birth registration offices are very limited and are not accessible. So we are recommending that if these offices could be devolved to reach the Mwananchi at the grassroots level, that would be very good.
Over the years, the Commission has achieved a lot through building diverse and reliable partnerships with local civil society organizations and state actors. To enhance its reach across the country and its effectiveness, the Commission partnered with the Geneva Center for Security Sector Governance, DCAF, that supported the public inquiry and legal aid clinics.
All these issues that we speak to inquiries about citizens not getting service, it is because of the support we've received from DCAF. From the partnership that we have, we've been able to reach so many Kenyans that ideally would not have been able to get to them.
Recently, the government announced the disbandment of the vetting committees and mandated the local chiefs to oversee the issuance of legal documents. At last, a chance for change for borderland communities in Wajir, Marsabit, Isiolo, and across the country.